Here we go. Here we go. Ready? Three, two, one. Hello. This is police non-emergency number. Who am I speaking with?
Yeah, I did.
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
This is a Gerald. I live in this apartment, and I hear dispute in my neighbor, and I need to call for help.
Okay, what did you say your name was again?
Gerald Von Stoinch.
Okay, Mr. Von Stoinch. Is this a serious call?
Yeah,
Where do you live, Mr. Von Stoinch? Is it okay if I just call you Stoinch?
yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, Stoinch. Where did you say you lived again? What?
I live in the townhouse by next. Why? He's French. He's French.
He's just
He went South
sorry. Was that
African,
your
French.
boyfriend that
This is the
popped on
worst
there for a
improv.
second?
Oh fuck. I would panic. Clearly, I would panic.
Yeah, shout
Just send
you
someone
just
now.
I would
Just
suggest
send
not
someone
calling.
out.
They'll
Oh
never take
fuck.
you serious.
Oh fuck. I remember one time out in
Gerald Von Stoinch. Sorry.
Sure.
I love how that's
Yeah,
the best name you come with. Quick, pick of something realistic. Gerald Von
GVS.
Gerald
GVS.
Von Stoinch.
Yeah, Justin has some visual issues, but oh, there he is. There he is.
Sorry. I don't know what was happening, boys. Sorry.
Just had to. See, I wasn't even recording yet because I was like, oh, he's got no picture. There we go.
No,
Yeah,
you
there
should
it
know
is.
better than that. You should know better. Is it flipped? Is it mirrored?
No, no, it's
Oh,
the
just the way Hayden tilted his head. I was like,
I'm just like a dog. Huh?
"Er?"
that's right.
Have you got
That's
pants
right.
on underneath that pennant?
You would like to know.
For those listening, Justin is holding up a
Boy, this thing
giant
is
banner.
so big.
F-
It's so big. I'm sorry.
He's holding a giant banner for his the hockey team he's coaching that won the President's League 2025-2026 playoff champion in red group. So big shout out to the is it the Warriors?
Yeah, baby.
The Warriors are coming.
Big fan of the prof.
Oh
Um,
man, the prof was just profing all night. It was
oh,
beautiful.
prof, yeah, he has a $1 million smile in that group photo. I think I
Oh,
commented on that on the web on the account, the
you
Instagram
did.
account.
Yeah, you're the best. That was awesome.
Prof. Um, yeah, so tell us about that, Justin. How was so? Oh, there it is. Little
Okay.
crackaroony.
Now
You
he's
know,
ready. Now he's ready.
yeah. It like I love coaching, right? Um, and I love sport, and hockey's my sport.
I love
So
lamp.
this is gonna be related to hockey. Um, but for me, like the game is fun, of course, but it's storylines. When there's like a really good storyline, it's really exciting, right? That's why a lot of people cheer for underdogs and stuff like that because it's a good story. So for me, like yes, we won. It was amazing. It was the best feeling ever. I've never felt so exhausted after a hockey game in my life. I was spent. But it was a 2-1 game. We took the lead. They tied it at the start of the third period, and then with 5 minutes left, we scored. Very exciting. But it was how it happened because it was like we were playing this team, and I mentioned in the last one, I think, that earlier in the playoffs they kicked our ass 8-4. And it was like there's just this closed door meeting and we went on to play really good hockey after that. So we make our way to the finals, and it's a rematch versus the team that kicked our ass. And with 5 minutes left, uh, we have the five guys on the ice are all first year 13 U13 hockey players, 2 of them are first-year hockey players ever, and one is a first-year defenseman. And the face-off wins. It goes back to the first-year defenseman, who, by the way, almost didn't even play in this game because he went to the wrong rink first and then showed up to the right rink late and didn't have helmets or gloves. Luckily, there was a helmet literally as we're leaving the room to go to the bench. He gets his helmet, a new helmet. Anyway, so face-off comes to him. He shoots it. The puck goes about 6 feet before the net because the puck was wobbling off the face-off win, and it was just a catch and release. So it was kind of wobbling through the air, and it started a nosedive. And about 6 feet before the net, it landed, but because it wasn't flat on the ice, it was on edge. It like kicked up, and so it bounced over one of their defensemen's stick, and the goalie was coming down across with his pad down and his blocker low, and because of the way it bounced, it just bounced up and over his arm.
Oof.
And it was just like, tell me the hockey gods aren't real. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that have had to happen to lead up to that moment and to get that lucky bounce, because hockey, like, you live and you die by the bounce of a puck sometimes. And that day, like, we lived, you know, and it was so, and then we ended up closing the thing out, took a penalty late, actually had to kill a penalty late. That was exciting. But anyways, yeah, and then they go on to win. So it's just like this whole storyline of rematching this team and guys almost not making it. And the guy who scored all season, he was just like, you know, he talked about, because we moved him to D. He's normally a forward. And we're like, you know, we need you to play D. We think you have the head for it. He's good. He's smart. He sees the ice well. So all year he just kind of comment, not in a bad way, about wanting to score more. He's like, oh, I wish I could contribute by scoring more. Wish I could contribute by scoring more. And it was like, man, doing what you do on defense is contributing. Like, it's so, yes, you're not putting the puck in the net, but it's so valuable to the team. So it was so fitting for him that he was the one that got the goal, you know, the guy who wanted to be contributing more, the guy who felt like, because he wasn't scoring, he wasn't helping the team, and he goes in. So there's all these little things, that just made it so special. And the kids worked their ass off.
I guess for kids, it's a little bit hard to sometimes understand the idea that you can contribute just as much even though you're not on the score sheet. You know what I mean? Like, as a kid, I think you want to be the person to get points, and you can tell your mom and dad or your friends, I got an assist, I got 2 goals or whatever, but you don't really brag about, like, oh, I killed 3 penalties, or, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a little different for kids, I think.
I think it might be, and that's why we, as a coaching staff, like, on the bench, if you watch the video of that goal, you'll see after that goal late in the period, I'm not even cheering on the bench. I'm just standing there. I'm just focused. I'm saying stuff to the kids on the bench, you know, not like a huge, like, oh my gosh, like, if I scored that goal, if I was playing, like, my celly would be huge. It would be huge. But like on the benches, it's not. But
yeah.
If one of the kids has a good back check or he blocks a shot, you will see me just like cheering and screaming on the bench.
Yeah.
We really try on our staff, and all the coaches do this, is we celebrate those details, because for exactly that reason. Yes, and we really preach, like, it's a team game, man. Like, everybody has a role. If you're F1, you're the first forechecker in, you do not have to get the puck. You do not have to even get the guy. Your job is to flush him out, because F2 is coming up the boards or around behind the net to trap him. Oh, if he gets by him, we have our F3 high. It's all about that unit. So we really, really try and encourage or celebrate when guys are just doing the small things, the little details, because that's what it comes down to. It's execution. Nice. Yeah.
Jack Adams Award for you. I was Hayden, that's the award given to the best coach. I was just having a little free ramble with Justin before Hayden joined with his technical difficulties. But today something interesting happened, which is that I heard my neighbors argue in a pretty intense way. Now, I was told before that the people who live next door, they get into a couple quarrels from time to time, but I haven't heard anything since moving in here until this morning. And I guess my question to you guys is, when do you interject, or when do you maybe even consider calling the cops or going to the door and checking, hey, is everything okay? Because I was hearing things like I'll fucking kill you, like what like you do this every fucking time, like how dare you, blah blah blah, I'll knock you out, you want to go. I can't tell if he's talking to a woman or a guy, because he did say like you show up unannounced every time and blah blah blah. It sounded like it was to another dude. So once I heard like I'm gonna fucking kill you, I'm like, oh boy. But then I was telling Justin that sometimes when you're in the heat of the moment, you do obviously say things that you don't mean sometimes, and things that come out that are very toxic and whatnot. So I didn't do anything, but have you guys ever experienced anything where it's like, oh shit, like this is like maybe I should get involved here?
I mean, I've never.
I know for me. Go ahead. Hey.
Mine's very brief. I've never lived in an apartment, so I've always lived in houses. So it's a lot. If you can hear the volume of an argument from your neighbor's house, then yeah, it's something that you would probably be like, Mom or Dad, can you maybe like call someone about this? Coming from an
Wait a second. Why did you just become a fucking child all of a sudden?
Because
what happened? What just happened? Did I miss part of the question? Did he say if you were a baby? What is going on?
Let me finish.
Why are you?
So I was going to say, Justin, as a young person, that was when I would have experienced those kind of arguments. Going into adulthood, I was kind of all over the place. I was living in dorms in university, and if there was any kind of domestic issue in university, that gets dealt with pretty quick, pretty easy. And then when I came here, it was an interesting scenario for me here, because when I came to like film school, that was the first time living by myself in a foreign country. I did live in an apartment style hotel, but it was in the sketchiest part of downtown Vancouver. So there's a lot of noise. Yeah. There's a lot of noise everywhere all the time, and you can't.
Hayden would get worried if he didn't hear his neighbor. He felt like he'd have to go check on him. Yeah, like, ooh, haven't heard them in a.
If it's quiet, you're like, what's going on here? I got used to falling asleep to screams and sirens. That's literally. I was like, okay, night lights on. There we go. Blue and red flashing lights. I'm good. I'm good to sleep. But coming from, like, say, like a police officer's perspective, I was going to say, as soon as you mentioned the threat of violence, that's something that is enough cause to kick doors down to make a forced entry without warrants, right? If there's a threat of life. If you reasonably suspect that there's something that's going to go down, boom, you can go in. Reasonably. Sound like the Swedish chef. Yeah. But as a civilian, yeah, like it's going a little bit off topic here, but we studied this kind of scenario that you went through, Shao, and it's something that happens a lot, and it's tough to deal with, especially these days, is that there might be many people that hear an incident happening, and they'll go, someone else will call, someone else will do something, and no one does. And then something bad happens. Not that anything bad happened on this one. So you get stuck, because then if you want to help, or if you think, then you interject, and then it's nothing, and then you get in trouble, and that's why people don't do shit. So it's a tough scenario to kind of figure. So I don't blame you.
Were you on the fence?
Yeah, I would be on the fence. It would be a tough one. I'm no longer a police officer, so I can't make the decision to just barge in. But if you heard certain things, words, actions, like silence, then you'd maybe like make the decision to call someone, you know? But
Right.
if it's just
I
words and
feel
words and words
words-
and words. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like if it's words, I mean, I don't know. I know you say, Shao, like you say things sometimes in the heat of the moment when you're fighting, and it's like I agree, like definitely.
You big
But
dude
I don't
there.
think I've ever threatened to kill somebody. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I think that's a bit extreme. But like I say that like personally myself. But I know there's, people out there that would probably say shit like that when they're angry without any fucking weight behind it, because that's just the type of toxic person they are. And maybe some would probably say it with weight behind it. But anyways, so words would be a hard one for me to interject. But to me, if I heard anything of like physical, like
breaking
loud
or-
bang or something
Yeah.
break, or like a smack and a scream, or you know what I mean, like anything that like was any sort of signal for physical violence, I wouldn't fucking knock on the door, because that would just be silly. I'm not a hero. I have a wife and 3 kids, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
So,
I've thought
I
about
meant to be-
calling and then changing my voice just so they don't know
would
it's
you
me.
put
'Cause
on would you put on an Asian accent?
no, because no, because I would do I don't know, I would do something else, because they'd be, oh yeah, an Asian guy called the police on you, and I'm like, what? Like,
Oh, okay.
that's-
Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Hello. This is police non-emergency number. Who am I speaking with?
yeah, I
Hi, Arnold.
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
This is Gerald. I live in this apartment, and I hear dispute in my neighbor, and I need to call for help.
Okay. What did you say your name was again?
Gerald Von Stoinch.
Okay, Mr. Von Stoinch. Is this a serious call?
Yeah.
Where do you live, Mr. Von Stoinch? Is it okay if I just call you Stoinch?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, Stoinch. Where did you say you lived again? What?
I live in the townhouse by next. Why? He's French. He's French.
It's just.
He went South
Sorry,
African,
was that your
French.
boyfriend that popped on
worst
there for a
improv.
second?
Oh fuck. I would panic. Clearly, I would panic.
Yeah, Shao,
Just send
you
someone
just-
now.
I would
Just
suggest
send
not
someone
calling.
out.
They'll never
Oh,
take you
fuck.
serious.
Oh fuck. I remember one time out in
Gerald Von Stoinch. Sorry.
Ger-
I love how that's
Yeah.
the best name you come with. Quick, pick of something realistic. Gerald
GVS.
Gerald Von Stoinch.
I mean, this was not like a argument thing, but I remember when I first moved to Hong Kong, I was so close to doing something really bad to my neighbor's pet. Now let me explain, because in Hong Kong you can own exotic pets, okay? And my neighbor had a fucking macaw, beautiful macaw, okay? But they are the noisiest fucking things in the fucking world.
Yeah. And are these pets? It's like people who have snakes or spiders. You know, like, do we classify those as pets?
They are a nuisance,
Yeah.
and they were beautiful. Don't get me wrong, beautiful. But then it's 7 in the morning. I don't know. I'm not sure if this mic is gonna pick it up. But all you hear is, like,
Can you try again? Oh, yeah, we're not getting it. Can you try again?
Yeah, what?
and so,
Can you,
and so,
can you try it one more
I
time?
had a. Wait, can you hear that one? Was that? No.
That one didn't hear.
More intensity.
My neighbor's gonna call the cops on me.
Someone's got an illegal bird.
So I had a fucking BB gun. And
Shao, you're insane.
I didn't because I literally went to my neighbors with a fucking BB gun at night, and
Oh my
And
god,
I-
I love this story already.
was close to just pointing at this fucking macaw, and then it turned to me, and I was like, I can't do it. I was just staring at it, staring right into these fucking peepers, these paradise. Anyways, let's talk about
Oh, wow.
we're gonna jump right into our.
Hang on.
topic today.
I thought you said you had no more.
Oh, you don't believe Shao. Shao's the pun master, man. Are you kidding me?
Okay, I have a question though, real quickly. Are these real stories that you managed to weave in, or are you just full on developing these stories?
They're based on truth. My neighbor did have a macaw. And last time, what it was? And last
Perry's
time,
dead.
Perry. No,
Paradise.
Perry
Paradise.
Perry dies.
Perry dies.
Oh, Perry dies and Paradise.
Yes. Yeah, the Perry dies one was a little bit more embellished, but yeah.
It's the delivery. It's the conviction of the truth. I'm like,
it's how we still don't see it coming. You know, we it's how we don't see it coming.
That's
like
right.
I was, you know, like we're into the story, and then you just fucking slap us. It's the best. It's the best.
Oh my god! So we are on episode 5 of Parrot Eyes, called the Mailman. And this one surrounds. We go back and we find out a little bit more about the Gary, who Xavier ran into the end of episode 4. We get a little backstory about him and Terry, their quote unquote love for each other, and it ends with little Bean, this little kid that they saved during the pandemonium of the outbreak and the devastation. They saved this little kid, and after. Hayden, how long were they there for in their bunker for?
3 years, I think it was. 3 years.
Right. He starts to warm up. This kid starts to warm up and goes outside and explore or whatever, and he sees that Gary shot Enos, which is an interesting name.
Philip Enos?
Yeah, Philip Enos. Who was made out to be the bad guy all episode. You know, he kind of that's kind of what the director Fogelman sort of does a lot of times. He does a little bit of like a gotcha thing, and so turns out Gary is a little bit more dangerous than he puts out to be.
I don't know if you guys caught on to it, but Kate caught on to it. She turned to me because I was literally like, man, I'm really starting to like this Gary character. And it was actually kind of like really good comedic timing because it was, he had just showed Terry the radio he built her. And he did this nice thing and he built her the radio and it was Christmas and he says this little thing and I was like, man, I'm actually really kind of starting to like this Gary character. And then it was like, I finished that sentence and then he went to try and kiss Terry. And I was like, oh, okay, well, he misread that situation. And and we were laughing and she's like, no, she's like, he's bad. She's like, I don't think. And I was like, no. And defending it, like, not like harshly, but then there was another times where it came up and she's like, no. Oh yeah, because then X challenges him later in the episode. He says, Gary, there's something you're not telling me, and I don't know what it is, but you should probably just tell me soon. And then he walks away.
Well, there's
also, damn it. I was like, oh, she's right.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting too is at the very beginning when they first met, Xavier was like, I don't trust this guy, meaning the part where he didn't let him hold the baby. Yeah, he was just like, he had like a hunch about him, and then I guess Gary sort of won him over at the end, but.
Play your cards tight, I guess.
Exactly. I although I do think that this was a fun episode and that it was a good episode in terms of the character development and the twists and turns and all that stuff, I was still a little bit disappointed that we didn't get the bunker stuff. It's just more backstory that I'm sure will come up later, and it raises more questions about where Terry is, what happened to Terry. We can go into that later, but Hayden, what are your thoughts on this?
First of all, I thought, Justin, for sure you would have been raging and ranting about this episode.
Well, I've only said that one bit so far.
But no, normally when you feel very passionate about something, you're straight in on it.
That's a good point.
It is a very good point. I'm waning a little bit it was a just a good episode, but I'm like, this is episode 5, and we're not anywhere closer to anything, which means they're going to cram a bunch in. But to me, it's become a season that's a bridging season. You know, like sometimes there'll be a show that spends the whole second season getting to the start of the story in season 3. And then like, well, I didn't really, you could have done all of that in like 2 episodes. So I'm a little bit worried, but I have a feeling that they'll probably, because I know the title of the next episode is about Jane.
Same, yeah.
So I know that we're going back to the Paradise Bunker. But I was like, we didn't get anywhere. I don't need to see a whole episode of backstory of what this guy is. And I didn't think of him the same as you guys. I was a little bit like, they're all over the shop with their character motivations. Like, I thought, okay, this guy is an introvert. He develops a friendship. He goes out of his way to save 2 additional people, even though it goes against their plan. Yes, he falls in love with her, but he knows that she's married. She makes the rules very clear that she can give everything to him except that one thing. I don't understand why he would just suddenly shoot a guy that he obviously had made his first friend in this guy's adult life. And they had this big connection, and they planned this whole bunker thing together. 3 years underground, no sign of anything.
Introduced him as his best friend too, right? In the circle.
And then just like, so I'm gonna get all my gripes out of the way now before we fully dissect it. But I was a little bit just like, I was like, okay, that's a random, that to me felt like out of nowhere character change. And then I was worried that, like, we've talked about this ages back on the podcast about shows that we couldn't get through, couldn't finish, and one of mine was Ozark, because I was like, everybody just ends up dying. Like, they just randomly just start killing people out of no reason. And then I'm like, I'm getting small flashes of this going, do not Ozark me on this. Don't just start randomly killing people for character development reasons. Like, come on. So I'm holding my breath, and I'm hoping. That was one. The other gripe that I'm going to get out real quick. My hands are going on this one, folks. So
He's going full Italian.
I love it.
So I'm going. I wish you could see. Was another one with Xavier. So we've already mentioned a couple of times that he's been a little bit flip-floppy in terms of his behaviors, and when like he's not consistent with what we feel he should be. There was another one in this episode where he goes to the swap meet to try and get the car battery to try and get the radio to start again. And the dude's like, I'll take your gun and I'll give you... And he just straight up goes, yep, here you go. Take it from me. Ain't no king of mine. And I was like, hold up. That was given to you as from Allie. Allie?
Elvis. Yeah.
Annie. From Annie.
Annie's got a gun. Anyways.
Yep.
See, she had such an impact on the show. We already forgot her name. Oh, yeah, because you killed her after 2 episodes.
I know.
Ozarked her.
They fucking Ozarked her.
So I was like, okay, wait up. She gave you that gun as part of your holy charge or whatever to protect her son. And it's the last memory of someone that you had a connection with before they died. And then you're just going to straight up give it away just for a car battery.
Yeah, it's not a baby. Come on, man.
I was like, wait up, hold up. I know Shao wants to kill all the babies, but you got to protect this one at least. It's even called Annie's baby. Yeah. But I thought it was a little bit out of character to just give it up.
It's interesting. A good point. I never thought twice about it. Interesting. The more I see outside of the bunker, the more it kind of it honestly takes away from me the bunker. Like they gotta do something here, because Paradise season 1, the stuff you saw out of the bunker was pre. So, and and they make it seem like this catastrophic apocalyptic event that is going to wipe out humanity. We got to build this bunker. This is the only way for humanity to survive. Okay. But now as we come into season 2, it's like, yeah, they talk about the bad things and how many percentage of the population died, and it's going to be this winter for 3 years, and it'll be good, and this Venus effect. And it's like, okay. But then when I see the people out there, I'm like, man, these are fully functioning. If they just had everybody else, like those people in the bunker, into society and helping and using the funds and getting society back and going again, like, to me, then, like, why the fuck are they hiding in a bunker? Why did they spend all this money to build this shit in a cave? Like, you could have survived not in a cave. Maybe you have a cave, but you don't need it to be for however long they're doing it for. You can have something set up on the outside that so you can transition out. Like, to me, it just makes me think like this whole bunker thing was a waste of fucking time and resources and story. And I'm like, okay, the bunker story, cool. Surviving in the real world, post-apocalyptic, not Fallout style, but like more realistic style. They're two completely different stories, and I'd rather watch them individually than what they're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
If they show glimpses, maybe to get through that stuff fast, but the primary story is the bunker, then maybe I'd be a little bit more welcome to the idea. But right now, this completely even split, I'm just like, I'm invested in the bunker, and I've yet to see something that has made me interested enough to give a fucking shit about what's going on in the outside world outside of that bunker.
Yeah.
And maybe life can be like that on the outside world, and that would be fine. Because I think that would give the bunker more strength if they're being kept there. And you're getting glimpses of like, well, society's actually going on the outside world. Like, but to me, the story is in the bunker, and that's what I want to fucking see. Is I want to see the bunker.
Yeah, I agree with Hayden earlier. I feel like this is a stall season where they're trying to figure out how to make the bunker stuff make sense and
Relevant, yeah.
relevant. Like, I mean, I don't know how important it is we find out and learn about Terry's back issues, because they did a whole episode on that, episode 2 or something like that. They alluded to it in episode 5 a few times when was it Crystal or something? What's her name?
Yep,
I can't remember.
that's it.
Crystal
Yeah.
was the doctor and tended to the scar and stuff like that. So unless that plays a part later on, which I don't know if it will, yeah, all this backstory is very I don't know if irrelevant's the right word, but it's just I don't really
It is
care.
right now.
Yeah, I don't really care about it. And like we said last time, all I wanted to see was more. Like, we hope we go back to the bunker, and we know the next episode we will. But again, we are 3 episodes now to the end, and I think at the end of this episode, given this pace, we're probably going to be more frustrated with more questions by the end of it.
God, I hope not. I can see the next episode. What I think is going to happen is the next episode will be bunker, and the final 2, and maybe at the end of the bunker, the train gets there, or they get there, whatever. I think, and maybe this is just me being hopeful, that the next episode is just a full bunker episode, and then maybe at the end, yeah, outside world gets introduced, and the final 2 are they figure out how to bring it together. Maybe that's what I hope. I have a question for you guys though, because I was thinking about this, because we all sort of seem, and correct me if I'm wrong, a little bit unimpressed with this season so far. It's underwhelming. It's not what we hoped it to be. And assuming it ends that way, Shao, where we're left pissed off and with more questions, and not questions we care about, just they're just like you know what I mean? How would you guys have felt if they did this as a mini series? And so it's kind of like a more like the first season, but obviously certain things you wouldn't be able to touch if they were, you'd need to wrap the whole thing up. But then it's all about the pre and the getting to, like, about how it was the present time in the bunker with flashbacks to how and why they ended up there. And then it ending the way it did, the miniseries with, them getting out of the bunker. And whether it's like normal life or post-apocalyptic, but it just ends. And then that's, because I don't know how you'd wrap it up. And maybe this is kind of a silly question to ask when we haven't even, maybe this is a better question for after season 2, but is done. But that's what got me thinking. I was like, would this have been better as a miniseries? And they just stayed with the bunker story and what led to it. And who cares what happens after?
Well, I feel like, just to jump in quick first here, that they might have written this as a one and done series, because they had the whole who done it contained into one season. Mm-hmm. If they knew that they were going to do it for multiple, they might have made the mystery of who killed the president go for much longer. Like, because they had a lot of things going all at once. They had who killed the president and what was Sinatra doing, and I feel like, they only thought that they had the one season, and now they've got multiple seasons. They're like, okay, shit, how do we make the bunker relevant again? Because what's going to happen when they all go back there? Like, there's no new mystery to figure out that would allow them to operate in the bunker without it being like a conflict zone, if that makes sense. So if Link gets in there and if Xavier gets back, it's going to be like a war zone. They're not just going to be allowed integrated into the society and then try and figure out what's Sinatra doing with the power, and is there I don't know if there's writers are smart. I'll give them that. They've got an idea already in their heads, hopefully, of how to make
it's already shot.
Yeah, of how to make the bunker relevant again. Because what's going to happen when they get back in there? That's what I'm like. So to make it a mini series out of just the first season, I think would have been, well, even if it was a one and done season, I would have been happy with it. It's like, okay, he's out. Maybe you would have had to tack on a few more, like he finds his wife. And then,
like an extra 10 minutes at the end or something to just kind of wrap it up. Wrap it up enough.
Well, I agree with Hayden, but I also just was thinking of, when you're talking about that, Hayden, I was just thinking about, like, when you're saying what's the plan and all that stuff. I don't know what the plan for the mailman is. What is he gonna do when? Okay, so obviously the question is what happened to Terry, and you can't really trust what Gary has said about how they were taken anymore. It can be anything. Just based off what happened, based on witnessing Gary being shot. Gary shooting Enos. I would assume that he's gonna run to tell Terry what happened, and I would assume that Terry probably fled with Bean, and so
that makes too much sense. They would probably do something way stupider than that.
Maybe, but then so if
something that makes no sense.
But what I'm curious as to what his end game is, because if he's with Professor X and they go and they see and they regroup with Terry and Bean, what's his plan? Like, I feel like that would be very awkward. Like, I don't know what what am I trying to say? Why is he keeping Xavier around? What does Xavier have for Gary? Do you know what I mean? Like,
what's his motive? Because he could have just not admitted any of that stuff to X at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, if you're lying about it anyways, or whatever, or
he could have just been like, I don't know, like, there was a woman here. He didn't have to play up. Yeah, I see what you mean, because I don't know.
Yeah, or like, oh, she was hitting on me, like.
Yeah, I had to keep her off this dial.
Well, it would have been interesting. I mean, he obviously, if Terry spoke about X and told like his Secret Service, he works, he's got these skills, which is maybe Gary knows what's on the train. Maybe he's making a power move, but it would make no sense as to why. He's just a mailman. Like, he's getting X to size up the army that they have, in inverted commas, and take them all out so that he can get whatever was in the train that they're protecting. Who knows? It seems almost
yeah, he doesn't seem like that. Doesn't seem like Gary though, you know?
No, because they gave us this whole backstory of him being this lonely postman.
Yeah, introvert. Yeah, but Enos was his only friend, you know, and he was nice and kind and saved that kid and saved Terry, like you said. It's a complete fucking character reversal.
Yeah. He just got cabin fever being, stuck on the ground for 3 years.
Trigger happy from playing all those war games.
That fucking Ozark, man.
Well, I was trying to figure it out. I was like, how many people die in season 1 during the duration of the show?
The president.
Well,
And
he
Billy.
happened.
Billy. Yeah.
Billy is the only one. The president dies before the show even starts. That's the kickoff
That's
moment.
impossible. How can somebody be dead before it starts?
Because
timeline wise, you're saying.
Timeline wise.
No, that's impossible.
Because that's how the whole
Don't
thing
believe-
kicks off. The whole thing kicks off with the president's dead. Dun dun dun. Who done it? So we have Billy gets killed, and then does the librarian die? I can't even remember. Does he fall?
Yeah.
He falls from the scaffolding.
Yeah, the librarian dies.
So that's 2 people in the whole season. And this one, there's already been.
Whoa,
Not
okay,
that-
time out. No, you're wrong. Sorry.
This is
I
why
would
I'm talking.
say about 2 billion people.
Oh, you're
died.
talking about the fucking outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Murdered.
uh,
How many people got murdered?
Oh, well, you gotta be, yeah.
That's
okay,
why I
yeah.
adjust.
That's
And
a
then you
different
probably
question.
go, well, it was the cause of humans, so they were all murdered.
The librarian fell, so it's not. He didn't kill him.
All right,
There you
continue.
go.
I just wanted to get the facts straight, people.
Fact check. How many people were murdered? And this one, we've already had the new president murdered. Annie's death doesn't count, but she dies. Like, she doesn't count as being murdered.
Well, wait a minute. If she counts, so do the 2 billion people.
So I said she doesn't count as being murdered, but that's a death. And then this dude, Innes, gets shot point blank. So we've already got more deaths in this series than the entire of the last one. That's why I'm like, don't Ozark it. Don't give me more deaths. But I feel like there's going to be more. I feel like there's going to be more just
Yes,
random
but
killings.
also, okay. Just to play devil's advocate, because it's fun to do. Season 1 takes place. There's an assassination attempt too, on the president. Don't forget that in season 1. But that all takes place in the bunker, which is secure, underground. You have to be somebody to be in there. Where season 2 is like after the world's ended, kind of lawless, and all that. So I'd expect more deaths in that world.
True. This is true. But so far, we haven't really run into any bad
No, it's
people.
boring. Yeah, they're all nice.
Or are they? Dun dun dun. So, you know what?
Can you remind me okay, so the lady on the train with the weird coffee, she said the leader is Link, essentially. She didn't say his name, but just said the leader is the guy that's named after a video game, Link.
Mm-hmm.
So what, and their whole mission is to go find Alex or something, right?
Yeah, kill Alex.
Kill Alex.
And we still technically don't really know who he is or yet. I know
Or
we
she.
mentioned the name Alex last time from the flashback with Billy, but then we don't really know what his deal is, right? So I
Alex
think
was his wife too.
right,
It wasn't even him. It was his wife who he killed.
right.
Oh, there's another death, Hayden, in this season.
Yeah,
Fuck,
yeah,
he
yeah.
killed her. Oh, and Billy killed him.
See?
Yeah.
Lots of deaths.
Yeah.
Lots
Yeah,
of
that's
deaths.
what you're
a
right.
lot of O's, a lot of O's,
They're O in it.
Ozies.
They're hitting
So-
the ozone.
So last we saw of Link was he was outside the bunker with the signs, right?
It was about to get exciting. Yeah.
It was
Love
pretty exciting.
Actually.
Yeah.
He
We haven't
even
seen-
And then we're
referenced
like-
the film.
Hey, here's a guy with a baby strapped to him. Go. Remember that nice mailman? Whoa, he's bad. Whoa, gotcha. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, so we haven't seen anything from about that in a long time. But yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. Like I don't know what the whole plan is. So the train people are on their way to Colorado as well. Is that the
Yeah.
is that the spiel? To, I guess, overthrow the people.
They can't say.
They can't.
They're
they
headed
don't
out
know
west.
yet, right?
Yeah. No, they weren't allowed to say.
I had a
Because they
theory
asked on the
that.
train, what are you going out west for? We can't talk about it, or we can't say. And then she's like, we're going to Colorado. I'm like, is that west? I mean, I guess that's west of where they are.
Where
But
they are,
when somebody
yeah.
says I'm going out west, I'm thinking like they're going to LA.
Or Seattle, you know.
Yeah. Like
Well, 'cause they were there-
northwest or southwest.
What Atlanta to what? Shall get on your IT people.
Yeah.
Atlanta to Colorado.
Atlanta to
would be
Colorado.
northwest.
Yeah. How much of it though? Is it like?
Yeah,
he
it's,
did ride-
it's more north than west, probably.
Wait,
And
you
where
wanna
is it
go
in relation to Colorado? Yeah. So
from Atlanta?
Atlanta to Colorado. He went there on a horse, and now they're going to take a train back. That's going to be much quicker. I wonder if they have
How long-
multiple trains. If that's how Link and Co got up there so quick.
No, they were in the convoy, remember?
Oh, that's right. They had vehicles, so they had fossil fuel. Whereas,
The old
Terry-
recycled diesel.
yeah, Terry developed her own fuel out of mushrooms, which I thought was genius.
So smart.
And then they had a mechanic there to obviously create
She's so smart. Where is she?
Yeah.
staying alive. I had a theory, right?
Ooh, boy.
Just a little one,
Let's
right?
go.
So I'm wondering if Link and the convoy and the train are loaded up with nukes. Because they were saying that they were going across country disarming the nuclear power plants to save them. But also they could have been collecting plutonium or uranium, whatever the hell is available to them, to build weapons. Wouldn't make any sense as to why they would need mass destruction weapons like that. But I wonder if they have in fact built a bomb in the train.
It's a little bit. That's a.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can hear like mad wind at my house here. So I wonder if they just fucked up the internet.
I
The
think it did, yeah.
the train is a bomb.
Let's run with that. What would that achieve them? That would kill Alex.
If
I guess
Alex
They're
that's
gonna
their
run the
only
train
goal,
into
yeah.
the bunker.
into
Yeah.
the bunker, you didn't let us in nicely. Well, now here's the unnice way. We'll just blow it up.
They're gonna build tracks into the bunker. Is that the deal?
They'll just ram it into the hangar.
Yeah.
There's rabbit in there.
If it's a big enough explosion, it'll dig down deep enough that they can get
So
in.
It does take a day and 6 hours and 10 minutes by train from Atlanta to Colorado.
Westerly,
it's like a bunker buster. So, okay, so where we leave there then? Because they said train leaves in 2 weeks. That's 14 days. Well, when X got there, they made it very clear. Gary said it. He's very specific. He said, how long? He said 12 days. So the train leaves in 2 days. So if we get at least a day at the bunker, hopefully 2, then the train will be leaving maybe episode 7 and arriving at the bunker for the meetup. Maybe. So maybe there is hope.
that he'll get there in time.
I have hope.
The
I have
train's
hope. I
leaving,
mean,
but Terry's 5 kilometers that way. But we'll miss the train. Oh well, I have to save her. That's what's gonna
Somehow the
happen. We'll be like,
mailman
"Fuck."
is Alex, and his whole backstory was just made up.
Ooh.
That's not his actual backstory. He's actually a government agent.
Okay, let's go with this because
yeah, it does-
fuck this show right now because we can make it better. I mean, I'm still gonna watch the show, but okay, what could we have done, guys? I mean, it's very easy just to say stay in the bunker. How would we have done this different?
Okay. Do you mean okay? So we'll keep everything from season 1.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just let's just agree with that. Keep
Yeah.
everything from season
Annie's
1.
gone for me.
I
Fucking.
No,
What's
I
the
was gonna
point?
say that's the
no
first
baby,
thing.
no Annie. Gone.
That's the first thing. I think
Yeah.
that's the biggest waste of
we're,
episode
we're
time.
producers right now. We got the red pen out, and we're just crossing off things, and then we'll rework what we have.
I'll be like,
So
"Here's
baby
an
and
idea."
Annie immediately gone.
Okay. So let's each do one. Justin, I'll think of another one because I highly agree with you, but you can take that one. I think
Okay.
Annie. You mean the whole just anything Annie, right? Just like that whole storyline.
Anything Annie, anything baby, she's fucking dead. What's the point? Get rid of the whole thing. So we don't need to know any of that. So that eliminates one episode completely.
I actually, at this point, want to eliminate episode 2 as well with the Terry flashbacks with the hospital stuff because I don't see any sort of. We already know that Xavier loves Terry. That's the whole thing of season 1.
Yeah.
He's leaving to go find her. I don't care how they met. I don't care that she was blind for 2 weeks or whatever the fuck it was. That's gone for me. Hayden?
Oh wow, this is great. This is great. It's already better. I like it.
Okay, hear me out on this one. I've got 2. So I would have kept Annie.
Oh,
okay, pass.
I'm not listening.
Next one.
This is why I'm leading off. I'm leading with this one first. It would have been a hell of a lot more interesting, I feel, if she had remained alive, if she introduced in episode 1, she's the reason why Xavier doesn't die when he crashes his plane. She saved him. She's a doctor. If the two of them had done a trip back to the bunker, that would have been a whole different story. If it was like a road story then, of how the two of them get back while she's pregnant, it would have been a little bit more interesting, I think. The fact that they pushed it forward to the end of her pregnancy before she even met Xavier was, I think, a downfall. And then it created this whole weird, I'll die from childbirth, you take care of my kid, get it to the father, even though the father might be an evil, mastermind. Who knows? I would have pitched that idea. If we were 3 producers in a room, I would have pitched the idea back to you, Justin. If you said, cut her out, I would have said, no, keep her in, but do it this way. I would have said that. But I would have been okay letting her go.
Yeah.
It's a good point, right?
So, okay, if you pitch,
My second one.
I don't know, because you... Okay. I saw you slowed and then went really fast. So
yeah, sorry. I figured that happened. The second one would be I would have drawn out the Jane being a psycho killer throughout the season. Instead of just showing it straight away in episode 3 or whatever it is, where she takes the reins and kills the new president and it's all like really quickly done. Like, we know she's wacko, but I would have really loved to have done a character study on her for a whole nother season. What's she going to do? Who's she going to try and manipulate? Like, who's like her and whatever her name is that gets framed for the president's death. A back and forth between them, like a psychological battle inside the dome while Xavier's on the outside, would have been a lot more fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Throw in Dr. Sexy or whatever we call her, and you would have had some great stuff going inside the...
I 100% agree with you on your second point. Like, I couldn't agree with you more. Your first point, my argument back would be, okay, love that. Love the story on the inside of Jane, of Robinson, of the kids. Like, there's so much there. We're invested. We can string that out if we eliminate the fucking Annie bull crap. I don't need to even... I get she saved his life, but we don't... And the road journey, here's my thing. Okay. The road journey of him crashing back and they're on somewhere, that is a story unto itself. I agree. It could be interesting. I don't think it's necessary here because he doesn't need to get back to Colorado. He needs to get to Atlanta. They could have had it where he got to Atlanta by himself. They didn't need Annie. They didn't need that. They didn't have to have him so injured after the plane crash. Maybe however they wanted to do it, and he could have got to Atlanta and then maybe met Gary then. And then you've just saved, like, honestly, like an episode and a half, 2 episodes, 3 episodes where you could use that on what's going on in the bunker with Jane and stretching that out. The whole, you could show glimpses of Link without Annie. We could have got to meet him just through, you know, how we got to meet Annie. Like, hey, we're showing you this character now, and this is a new storyline we're introducing. Because that, let's be real, that's an interesting storyline. What is Link going there for? What's happening with Gary, who was with them and he was lying, and they're going, and there's this train leaving to Colorado. You know, if you intertwine that in the first 2 or 3 episodes of the bunker, you could get more on the bunker and then just skip all that fucking irrelevancy of Annie. That would be my argument. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a good storyline or interesting story to follow. I agree it would be. I just think it doesn't serve this show as much as your second point is like, yeah, like that shit is interesting. That's what I want to see more of.
I get that. It's an entirely different TV show.
Yeah.
It would have. What if Annie was part of the mailman's bunker? If she was the nurse doctor.
Quit trying to bring Annie back. Hayden, what is happening? No, Annie.
I'm just saying. There's
because then we don't have the baby either. What's the purpose of the baby right now?
There's gonna be a mind blowing.
It's a baby for the lesbians. That's what the baby was brought in for, because they're gonna leave and they're gonna be stuck with the baby, and it's gonna be a blessing for them.
True. I'm hoping that there is some mind-blowing thing that ties everybody together. I highly doubt it. I think we have maybe figured out that there's a couple of writing issues with this season just to get them through to the next one.
And listen, I'd happily be wrong. I'd happily eat all my words about all of this if they can find a way to tie this all in and make me go, wow. Because season 1 I really liked. There was moments of season 1 where I was like, it hit me, like, you know, you want a good season or show to hit you, and I was like, fuck, like it was just powerful. So if they can find a way to do that, and I come back in 4 weeks and say, like, boy, was I wrong, like, I'll be happy. You know, I'd rather that than what I'm thinking is going to happen.
Yeah, well, because season 1 was so good at keeping us guessing until the very end.
Mm-hmm.
Here
now we're guessing because we just don't know what the fuck the story is. Like, what's the story there? Is it the outside world? Is it Gary? Or is it Annie? This new, hey, the first episode is this new character. Okay, it's this. Oh no, it's not that. Is it the baby? Is it him? Is it Gary? Oh, it's Gary now. Could it be Gary? Who are these people on the train? But we already know Link. Link's already there. What's going? Oh yeah, but you know, like, it's just like, well, what is this? It's more of what is the story than what's going, like.
We haven't even been introduced to any of these pockets of bad seeds yet, or whatever the hell Link said in episode 1. He's like, don't go over there.
Was it weather? Or do you think it was, like, people?
Well, with all of the people that have survived are proving how good humanity can be. They're coming together. They're making things work to survive. But we kind of know that there's going to be people that are not going to be harmonious in their attempts to survive. And we haven't seen any of that yet. We haven't seen the ugly side of humanity that's going to be like Innes, have all of the guns because they know that.
Let's be honest, those types of people aren't going to survive. They don't have a fucking half a brain.
They're going to end up killing themselves.
Shut up.
They ain't got no camels. They ain't going to survive.
No, but you're right, because I wondered that, and it was like, and maybe that's another writing thing, or like foreshadowing, right? Like, hey, he mentioned it, but are we gonna see anything?
Mm-hmm. Unless he was warning.
And if we don't,
then
then what's the point of even that comment? You know?
Yeah.
Like the overall general consensus of second season, it's rated pretty fucking high. There's a lot of mixed reviews. and it kind of bothers me when I read someone raving about it. I don't know why. I mean, it's their opinion, of course.
Read me a raving one. Read me a raving one. Let me
While he
sit in this
finds it,
fucking angst with you.
so if we step
Go ahead.
back, if we step back
Mm-hmm.
from how deep we know the story, the three of us, I can understand why people, as casual viewers, would rate it high, because individually the episodes are well made, but the overall story is what's kicking us around. That's what I'm getting pulled up on. So if you didn't think about how everything is affecting the overall story, I'd be like, okay, yeah, it's good storytelling. It's shot well. The acting's good. I'll rate this really high. But not everybody is critics like we are who know the shit's.
I agree with you in some point because I did think that the most recent episode was a good episode in terms of everything you just listed, right? There's a twist and turns and the acting and whatever. But what a viewer who has followed from the beginning, like us three, we're not getting. We just keep getting kind of sidetracked a little bit and introducing new characters, introducing new plots, history, and all that stuff, and it's just distracting. And so I'm not Justin. I'm not reading actual critic reviews. I'm on Reddit talking about
Yeah.
season 2, and someone Fogax said season 2 episode 1 is the second best episode of the series so far. 1-7 is the best. 1-7 is a great one. You remember? I think 1-7 was the one where the president had to make the decision.
Oh, the EMP.
Yeah, where he had to decided to tell people the truth instead
oh,
of. I
yeah,
think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
1-7. Nikki from the block 914 said season 2 is already a lot better. Can't wait to see more. I hate this person a lot.
A lot better. When did she post that? Like how many
This
episodes?
was 3
are out?
days ago. This is 3 days ago.
Oh my god.
So
Okay, so she's up to date.
Downvote.
she's up to date. Um, it's
God.
it's a lot. It's got a lot of network TV writing that creeps in, but it's still a fun watch. Okay, sure.
That's we're getting closer.
What do they mean by
Yeah.
network TV writing? Like it's not as high caliber as.
It's that's
I
what
would
it's that's
my
what it
my
sounds like.
assumption would be like if you have a episodic, it's just rinse and repeat. It's the same shit. It's not the I don't know. Like if you were to watch a police procedural or a doctor procedural and it's a 15 season series,
It's formulaic.
it's different than a police procedural like a True Detective, or like that's what I think they mean. It's kind of like,
Gotcha.
I mean, that's how I interpret it anyways.
I have two more. It just one just says, I'm sadly not into season 2. I just finished episode 5. It's very slow and hard for me to watch at the end of a long day. Season 1, I was glued. So here we go. We're
Yeah.
getting more. Thank you, J Michael 84.
J Michael
then-
84, if you email us chummythumbs@gmail.com, if you happen to be listening, $1 million.
I'm gonna send you
That
I'm
or
gonna send you
some-
earphones.
I was gonna say that
And,
or San,
Yeah.
Sandware, yeah.
This person has an interesting comment. Facebones2112 said 8 hours ago that she says, I have one note. The music is terrible, and they always play a shitty, slow version of a song they featured earlier in the episode. Whoever made that decision needs to be fired and publicly shamed. Other than that,
Yeah.
amazing show.
Okay, it's funny that you mentioned that he mentions that Fizzlick9244 or whatever his name was.
Facebones.
Basebones.
Oh, Facebones. Facebones.
Fizzlick.
Same thing. Because I commented to Kate about that this episode. I was like, the music's not as good this season, but is kind of like why I like Bridgerton. They take popular songs that you recognize, but they're done in a different style. And I actually like the one that they did in this season, not as much as season 1, but sorry, in this last episode towards the end. I forget the name of it now, but anyways.
So Mr. Jones.
Yeah.
The one.
Yeah. That's the one. I like the rendition, and I was like, oh, okay, this is a little bit closer to what I'm expecting from the soundtrack of it. But it wasn't a home run like some of the ones, like that Eye of the Tiger one last year. Like I went and got that song immediately after. Just the way it was queued up with the fucking writing coming in the bunker on the ceiling, and it was just the street light. Anyways, so yeah, I agree with that comment about the music. But anyways, I think we've sort of fucking talked this one to death, boys. Thanks everybody for listening. We're gonna do episode 6 next week. We're gonna wrap this thing up. We hope it gets better. God damn it. We don't know what we're gonna do next yet, but we still got a couple weeks to figure that out. So come back next week. And until then, my fine folks. Ooh, okay, my microphone.
That's what you get for having
until
two
next
beers.
week. Yeah. Keep on thumbing.
Wink.